I'm Fathy Elshazly, ICU registrar in Manchester, England. Today we are going to do some sort of rehearsal session about CBS. We are going to focus on neuroscience questions. Neuroscience is very common subject in the exam, whether in CBS or CCS. You will never find an exam without neurostations, especially in the CCS and of course in the CBS as well. That question is giving you a hint here that the central venous saturation is low. So what are you going to do? It's you know what is the jugular venous pulp? It's about a catheter which is being inserted into jugular vein, but cranially instead of caudally, like the central venous line. It's being inserted in a similar way to the central venous line, but it's being directed upwards. So what are you going to do if you find this kind of readings?
Also, firstly, I have to calculate CPP, also MAP minus intracranial pressure. That means
cerebral. You mean the cerebral perfusion pressure? You mean
20? Yeah.
Cerebral perfusion pressure.
Yes, sir.
Cerebral perfusion pressure. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And that means 25. I think the
cerebral perfusion pressure 78 minus 24, it's 54.
54. Yes. And this is
so
low.
What's your target of cerebral perfusion pressure here? What's your target usually?
I think the cerebral perfusion pressure is low. So the metabolic rate of cerebral tissue is auch low. So this is the reason of low jugular pulp saturation. And when we see about BaCO2 is auch low, and this can mean auch also low CO2 in blood.
This patient is intubated and ventilated. So what's the most common sedative we are using in the ICU? Most probably propofol, right? Propofol. So if she is in propofol, we have to induce go to the next step or next tier of management, which is usually either midazolam or barbiturate coma. And usually barbiturate coma is the answer here. Okay, especially if in case of severe, they say severe traumatic brain injury. Severe traumatic brain injury. Okay, so this patient, she's already in day 4. So inducing a high minute volume or minute wouldn't be beneficial or useful for her, because most probably she was seen by neurosurgeons, and the neurosurgeons already have either managed her either by surgical management or by inserted, or said that no surgical management for this patient, but they inserted the ICP Bolt or monitor in order to allow us to monitor the intracranial pressure. So the best thing to do, as mentioned, is to reduce the metabolic rate of the brain by inducing barbiturate coma or inducing deep anesthesia, and maybe also giving muscle relaxant as well to reduce the metabolic demands of the brain to the minimum. Okay, so and as mentioned by John, give vasopressors to increase the cerebral perfusion pressure. There is a hint here about the low venous saturation. So the first thing in any of those catheters, just like the CVB, you have to check the catheter first. You have to flush the catheter, check it's in the right position, make co-oximetry correlation. Some centers have got what's called cerebral oximetry. Make correlation with cerebral oximetry if you have got one. Okay, next part of the question. What should you consider in correct hypokalemia?
We have to take care of the rebound hyperkalemia, because it can, after suspending the thiopentile, it can lead to rebound.
Well done. Obviously, you are anesthetist, Bilal, and that's why you said this. So the possible causes of this metabolic alkalosis and hypokalemia, mannitol, osmotic diuresis. We have given osmotic diuresis to the patient. Okay, thiopentile itself might cause hypokalemia as well. Diuretics, might have given diuretics to this patient for any reason. Steroids because he has got spinal injury. He might have got some sort of metabolic alkalosis as well, volume depletion and cerebral salt wasting. All of this can cause metabolic alkalosis and can cause hypokalemia. And as mentioned by Bilal, correction of potassium should be done with caution due to rebound critical hyperkalemia once thiopental is suddenly stopped. Okay? Because thiopental usually is being stopped abruptly. Unlike propofol or midazolam, which we wean them gradually, we stop the thiopental abruptly. So it might cause rebound hyperkalemia. Okay? This is very common question in the CBS exam.